Yo, Ralph Bear here.
Hello, I'm the stupid superhero.
What's up?
And welcome back to the Stupid Creepypastas, where we read scary stories on the internet.
Where we critique why the story rocks
And why it blows.
Due to popular demand, we are doing episode 2 of this new Creepypasta themed series. Now, you want to see more episodes where we talk about your favorite or least favorite creepypastas?
Please donate only $5 on Patreon or PayPal in the links below. With $5, you can tell us which good or bad creepypastas you want us to review.
And if there is enough donators, we'll make a raffle poll and our YouTube viewers can vote which creepypastas will get our treatment first. And we'll go down the line from highest voted to least voted. You got it? Good. Our next review is titled The Strangest Security Tape I Ever Seen. Jesus, that's a mouthful. Y'all can read, people.
This story's about a gas station clerk. Let's call him Mario. Ha-ha! Who's been asked by his boss to watch a few security tapes so he can keep an eye on a new guy named Jeremy because he's really creepy. And he stole some oil, I think.
And as he watched these tapes, let's just say that some scary shit is going down. What did he see that caused him to describe those security tapes as strange, you may ask? Well, let's find out by listening to the terrifying narrations of Barnanbas Deimos.
I work at a gas station in rural Pennsylvania. It's a boring job, but it's pretty easy and it pays all right. A few weeks ago, this new guy started. I'll call him Jeremy. Jeremy is weird. He's about 25 or 26 and he hardly speaks. But he's got the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. My boss and I have both noticed this, but it's never been a problem, so there's not much we can do about it. Customers have never complained about him, and he's always done his job fairly well. Up until a few weeks ago, anyway. That's when things started going missing. Employee theft can be a problem at any business that sells consumer goods, and there's only one person working at a time at this gas station. It's a pretty small place. About 2 weeks ago, my boss started noticing that we were short on motor oil. At first, it was a few containers at a time. Then, entire shelves and boxes from the back room. Pretty soon, entire shipments would be gone the day after we got them, and would always be right after Jeremy's shifts. My boss had checked the security camera tapes from every single night he worked, but he could never catch him in the act. Jeremy would lock up at closing, then the motor oil would be gone the next day. My boss usually takes the tapes home with him to try and catch Jeremy stealing, but his daughter had a softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tapes for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took that offer. There are 3 cameras, so he gave me 3 different tapes to check. I figured it would be a long night, but I'm trying to save up for a vacation, so I really needed the money. I took the tapes home, popped them in an old VCR, and sat back.
Now, this is how you start your creepypasta. We start off with the title itself. While it's a mouthful and pretty much right on the money, it's still intriguing to the reader. The word strange is quite subjective, depending on your opinion on what strange is. For all you know, it'll be strange either in an amusing or, boy, that was weird kind of way, to just... holy shit. The reason why security tape or found footage movies are so popular and probably will never die is because of the raw, unsettling reality of it all. Doesn't matter if it's a ghost call on camera or a funny pratfall video, it's relatable. The fact that something supernatural and unknown invading our little comfort zone we call reality. It's cemented to us that it may have existed. It helps form theories if it's really real. Is there a dark backstory to all of this? Or it could be a stunt to get views. You cheap, dirty bastard.
The ideas of things that are not real being real can be scary.
Giggity.
Well, sometimes.
Our protagonist Mario, while also an audience surrogate character similar to Mitch from Isles Jack, he's a lot more relatable and, hell, his actions throughout the story is a lot more believable as well.
He's us. We get boring jobs as a clerk. We get paid with low paychecks, and we do side jobs for extra monies.
And we have thoughts of sticking it to the boss during our dull shifts, or regretting working with the new or strange employees now and then, with gas station clerks being the most common jobs for most people. It's a great setting. Lastly, he's not an idiot, and all of his actions throughout the story is something we know damn well will most likely do.
2 days ago, the last time he worked, Jeremy started at 4 p.m. Everything seemed pretty normal at first. He counted up his drawer, switched off with the girl who was working before him, and waited for a customer. The first person who came in was Mrs. Templeton. The timestamp on the video read 4:03, a regular. She picked up her cigarettes and a newspaper and paid with a 20. Nothing unusual there. The next customer was some local guy named Ron. He drives a motorcycle, usually comes in every few days. He filled up his tank, got a bag of beef jerky, paid with his credit card, and then left. Next was some guy with a cowboy hat. I never seen him before, but we get plenty of strangers passing through, just like any gas station. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel, paid with a $100 bill, and went on his way. I sat back inside. The only thing more boring than doing this job is watching someone else do it. My boss's offer was enough to keep me watching though, so I left the tape on. Everything seemed pretty normal. I had a feeling that if Jeremy was stealing motor oil, he knew we were suspicious of him by now. I didn't expect him to be dumb enough to let us catch him on camera. Things stayed boring and routine until about 5 o'clock.
This is a great sign and build of the story. Mario, again like us, will actually stick around and watch the tapes due to his boss's offer and motivation of extra money, preventing snarky comments from readers like, "Why do you stop the tapes when the scary shit happens?" Well, to kill some time, as the story progresses, Mario wins the exact same customers appearing every hour apart. Making the whole thing even freakier is that the same customers came in and did the exact same thing every hour in a loop, except for Jeremy and outside itself.
Now I know what you're thinking. That sneaky motherfucker Jeremy had messed with the tapes. He had run a loop of his first hour of business over and over. That wasn't the case. There are windows around the cash register area that the cameras cover, and I watched the sunlight fade as time ran on. Jeremy's routine didn't loop over. He swept, mopped, restocked, and did all his duties exactly how you would expect. But the same customers kept coming in. I was panicking at this point. Something was seriously wrong with what I was seeing, and I had no explanation for it. I skipped ahead to when he locked up and walked out to his car. He hadn't stolen anything, but I kept watching just to make sure. I fast-forwarded one last time to about midnight. At 12:03, out of nowhere, Jeremy's face pops up on the camera. I don't mean he moved his head into view. I mean that 1 second the store was empty, the next second his face was all I could see. He wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at me. I was sure of it. I screamed and fumbled for the remote. By the time I grabbed it, he was gone, just as soon as he had left. One frame he was there, the next he wasn't. My hands were shaking like crazy, but I popped in another tape. The other indoor camera shows the back area, by the cash register. And I would be able to see how he got up to put his face in the camera like that. I skipped ahead to 12:03. But there was nothing. I would have been able to see him standing on a chair or something on this tape, but he wasn't there. I didn't see him enter the store at all after he left. It's like he wasn't really there. He doesn't know the security code, and no alarms were triggered that night after he locked up. What I did see, however, was that at 12:03, the motor oil vanished off the shelf. All of it. Same as Jeremy's face. 1 second it was there, and the next it wasn't. I turned the tape off and went to bed. But I didn't get a wink of sleep. My body is exhausted right now, but my mind is racing. The tape was undoubtedly the creepiest, most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, it's totally official. Jeremy's a Time Lord.
I don't think I've seen enough episodes to see Time Lords do that. Wait, what I'm talking about? This is a Doctor Who pasta. It's at least X-File with it at the most. Maybe Men in Black.
Well, the third Doctor can fight through a time wave in the episode Invasion of the Dinosaurs. That proves something, Ralph.
Well, we need more evidence.
Nerds, the both of ya!
After Mario explains what's up with his boss, who soon went all
Mamma mia!
I know, right? And they plan on calling the cops on Jeremy paradoxical ass, but
Update. 4:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 5:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 6:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police.
Why are you repeating yourself?
Update, 7:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police.
Why are you repeating yourself? Hey, what?
Update, 8:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone been disconnected. We're calling the police.
Why are you repeating yourself? Hey, Mario, do you look a little different?
It's quite obvious that Mario is stuck in a time loop along with his boss, in which the realization suddenly hits him. Mamma mia!
I know, right?
Mario tries to escape, and thank bubbly goodness he did, with half the world around him frozen in time. The next day, we learn that Jeremy lives in an empty lot where a house used to be, but it got burned down. Sucks, I know. They say a family lives there with an estranged son who they rumored burned their house down. Could it be Jeremy?
The world may never know, to be honest. But it leaves a lot to interpretation. Jeremy so far is more consistent and more terrifying monster than Alice Jack. While Jack is just some hipster with a taste for kidneys, Jeremy's more of a mysterious and seemingly omnipotent being. His powers and limits of controlling time is well detailed, with hints that he has a lot more than what we witnessed so far. Plus the fact that his personality is, well...
he's an asshole.
Yes, but an omnipotent asshole. Like in the story, he's like an immature kid who likes to screw around with authority, but with freaky powers backing him up. His asshole nature makes him more terrifying as he doesn't give a damn about everyone. And he's maybe difficult to reason with.
Unlike the killers with their backstories are easy to put on a therapy chair.
4 men in suits greeted me and told me to have a seat. We went over everything 2 or 3 times until they got all the details down. I told them about Jeremy, the security tape, last night at work, everything. Finally, after I finished, one of the agents said, Oh, Christ. We got another one on our hands. They made me sign a bunch of papers saying I wouldn't tell anyone about what happened. So I can't say much more. I might be breaking the law just by posting this. So now I'm home. I'm not sure what to do with myself. The agent's words when I told them the story are gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I've got to go. I have errands to run today, and I have to go back to work to pick up some tapes. My boss and I think this new guy, Jeremy, he's a complete creep, is stealing motor oil, and I have to watch the security footage to see if I can catch him doing it. I have better things to do, but my boss is paying me overtime under the table, and I'm trying to save up for a vacation, so I could really use the money. It should be pretty simple. The oil always goes missing right after his shifts. I figure I'll just watch the tapes, catch him in the act, and that will be that.
Oh, damn.
That's just horrifying. The fact that Marius stuck in Jeremy's time loop without knowing it is just the most cringiest thing ever.
I mean, that sucks. Who wants to live in the same moment over and over again for the rest of your life besides Bill Murray?
Groundhog's Day is history's greatest horror movie.
And it raised some questions. Is it the first time he's in a time loop? Has it been like this for a long while and we, the audience, just now witness it? It's just...
Overall, the story's great. Great setup, believable characters, well-done scares, an atmosphere that is really X-Files worthy.
And a villain so fucked up and yet so brilliant that he should need more love than you killers.
And at least the dialogue and the use of hard language is toned down and natural.
You hear that, Jim the Killer versus Jane the Killer? You pooly red potty mouth piece of shit! Enjoy this great story, gentlemen and gentle ladies. You will not regret it. Oh, and sorry for the spoilers.
Excelente!
Campfire worthy. Seriously guys, are you sure we're not also stuck in a time loop too?